All right, we're going to go ahead and continue with media availability here at Martinsville Speedway. We are now joined by Carl Edwards, driver of the number 19 Xfinity Toyota. Carl, you're one of 8 drivers in the eliminator round in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Talk about the opportunity not only to race here at Martinsville, but to have the prospect of winning and advancing to the championship race.
Well, I mean, this track has been, I don't know, for me it's 0 for whatever many times we've been here, but the spring was a really good race. My teammates have helped me a ton. Denny Hamlin has really helped me a lot, and my team overall is, we've got fast race cars, and they've been just we've been working on this. So this racetrack we've been looking forward to. I've been looking forward to as a driver, and I'm excited about this round. You know, really these are some of my best tracks coming up. So I feel like that last round was definitely the most stressful one, and we look forward to it. This one.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. Please state your name and affiliation. We'll start over here with Jordan.
Yeah, Carl, Jared Turner, FoxSports.com. Hey, speaking of stressful, so on the scale of stressful races, I mean, obviously Talladega being the most, where would you rank this one and why?
This one's different, and I know a lot can happen here. You know, 1,000 times you dive in the corner and stand on the brakes and all that, but for some reason, it just feels like a track where you can do things as a driver, and the crew chief can do things you're in control of things a little more here. Even though it can get chaotic and there's a lot that can happen, it just feels like a racetrack that's a little more in the driver's hands. And I'm not saying everybody's gonna be happy afterwards, but I think going into it more, you just feel like you got a little more control of things, and that's so to me that's less stressful. I mean, plus it's not the last one before the cutoff, so that could be a factor. I guess if they swapped it around, this one was the last one, it might be tough.
All right, we'll go over to Jonathan and then in the middle.
Jonathan Merriman, NASCAR.com. Carl, can you talk a little bit about maybe if the lines changed since the safer barriers are all the way around the track?
Yeah.
And will that lack of space in the restart zone kind of compile to guys who are restarting during the race kind of back in the field with less room and more room to play games, I guess?
Well, it's first of all, we appreciate the safer barriers. I mean, that's good. The fans should appreciate it because it's going to make it more narrow than it was. I mean, it seems driving down the straightaway trying to pass cars even in practice, it just seems really tight. I don't know, are they 18 inches or something? Is that the width of the? Anybody know? All right, well, looks like a lot to me. Just as narrow and tough as this place was, it's just going to be narrower and tougher. I don't know about the restart zone though. I didn't really get a good look at it.
All right, we'll go here in the middle.
Charles Rourke, Star News. Other than the track, when you think about Martinsville, what do you think about?
I think about that one hot dog I ate in an attempt to go faster in the spring. It didn't work. No, I just think all the history here. It's an awesome place to watch the races. I mean, that picture right there on the wall is just the coolest picture ever of the open wheel cars on dirt and everything that's happened here. It just, as a fan, it'd be tough to top this, as a place to sit and watch a race. You can see the whole track. There's stuff happening the whole time. The guys are wheeling the cars, and so for me, it's a neat place.
All right, we'll go here to Bob.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Kyle hasn't didn't run these 3 races that are in this segment earlier this year because he was hurt. I mean, is there anything? I mean, is he asking any more questions? Is there anything that you can do to kind of explain how these cars race, if they race any differently at these 3 tracks?
No, Kyle hasn't asked any questions. He's so good, and he'll be fine. I don't think that'll be a factor. He's, from what I can see now, being closer and being around him, he can adapt to anything. So I really don't. I think that the same stuff that's always applied here is going to apply. It is a little bit different, but everyone will have it figured out by tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, we'll go to the back over to Matt Weaver.
Matt Weaver in the back, AutoWeek.com and PopularSpeed.com. Carl, at short tracks, you have a situation here at Martinsville where you want to be on the bottom. You get caught on the outside, you get freight trained. How would you feel about, for short tracks, maybe even for some intermediate tracks, like a choose cone, like you see in short track racing, dirt track racing?
I don't know. I mean, NASCAR just does the best they can to get these starts as fair as they can be and to be exciting for the fans. And, really, this place is it's tough. Anything you can be anything can happen on that start. I mean, we've seen the last restart be a complete, mess. And yeah, you want to be on the bottom, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to. I guess one way, the leader gets to pick. He's earned that. So other than that, you just fall in line where you're at and hope for the best.
All right, we'll go to our far right and then up to Dustin Long.
Carl, Drew Davis with the Four-Star Telegram. In your first year with Joe Gibbs, can you tell how much a championship would mean to him and how much he wants one of you guys to get it for him?
Well, yeah. I mean, Joe Gibbs makes it real clear that we are here to compete. That's what he does this for. And Toyota let me know they already have a spot for the trophy. I mean, it's ready. So they are in this to win. I mean, that is what all of these folks do. Eris came on board. First thing Bob Stanzione told me is, we got the fastest modems. We better have a fast race car. I mean, everybody wants to win, and it's cool to be part of a group like that. And they'll do what it takes. I mean, they work hard. So, we got 4 races left. We're in the hunt. I mean, this is the beginning of the season. I didn't feel like it. I thought the chance of sitting here, being able to say that after about 8 races, were slim. We were struggling, and I'm really proud of everybody for coming together. And I mean, this is going to be fun. This is what it's about.
All right, we'll go to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports, to your right. Denny here at times has kind of counted cars on pit road to try to
Right.
to make sure he was on the inside lane. I'm trying to remember, is that something that you've done, or is that something you'd consider, or what that is like in trying to factor all that on pit road and take me through that process?
Everyone tries to do it. We've got it right, I think, 2 or 3 times, and I think 1 or 2 of those, one of the guys in front of us got a penalty, and we ended up in the wrong line anyway. So I remember one in particular. Jason was screaming at me, give it to him, give it to him. I gave him the spot. I mean, I'm doing, mental high fives there, and they said somebody was speeding, and so we hurt ourselves. So I don't know. It's really hard, if you think about it, it's really hard to give up a spot. That's the only way you can. It's hard to give up one of those spots that you earned so hard on pit road in the hopes that, number one, you counted correctly, and number 2, nobody's got a penalty. So, it's one of those things. You do it, but I don't know if it really is a huge factor. I guess in the long run, yes. If you did it all the time and you counted correctly and you were able to do it, then yes, it's good. I remember one time I was with someone and we were battling to be the slowest, and somebody else got us, and I can't remember if it worked out for me or the other guy, but it just, you get kind of disgusted after a couple instances like that, and you just go for it. So,
Any final questions for Carl? All right, we'll finish up with Jared.
As you know, Carl, they announced the schedule for next year this week. I'm not asking you to be critical, but I mean, in a perfect world, is there anything with the schedule that you would like to see differently?
I'm on the anything that has 2016 on it, I haven't looked at yet. So I'm working on this year. I didn't even look at it. So was there a big difference? Is there anything major change? All right. Well, I guess that's that.
All right, Carl, thanks for joining
All
us,
right.
and good
Thank
luck
you guys
Sunday.
very much. Have fun.